What's up, guys? My name is Kiata, back at you guys with a lit one today. Coming at you guys with a lit one. Hope you guys stay high, stay lifted. And yeah, back at you guys. And right now I'm going to be doing another video about, it's been a while since I've done a first time taking a drug. So I'm doing this, I'm going back to a series right now. And I will be talking about MDA. Yes. So this is my first time taking MDA, man. And I remember, so another word for MDA is SAS, right? So sassafras, MDA, same thing. It comes from the same root, where MDMA is made. Now I think they take MDA and they make it into MDMA. I think that's where the MDMA comes from, or that they had to source it from the sassafras anyway, right? So that's one of the byproducts. But MDA specifically is more neurotoxic than MDMA, so it's not very healthy for you. But it being more neurotoxic is probably why it contributes to the more psychedelic effects that it's known for. Now, it's known for a lot of more psychedelic effects. It's a little more potent. Definitely a lot more potent. But you don't need to take a lot of it, which is nice. So it's the perfect drug to take with MDMA. I did take with MDMA, and it actually makes MDMA feel like brand new, like as in like it makes you feel like you're rolling for the first time, and it ups the potency of both. When you combine it, it's just like boom, man, makes you roll even harder. So MDA, man, I'm a fan. Last time I had it was fucking 2 years ago. Actually, yeah, almost 2 years ago. It was the beginning of 2021, I believe, and this shit was just pretty cool. Now, last time I had it was nice. I did with GHB, and that's a really interesting combo, by the way, GHB and MDA. Because taking GHB with stimulants are known for being euphoric. So imagine taking it with a stimulant of that magnitude. Yeah. So not only are you tripping, but you're stimulated, but the GHB also stimulates you. So both make you feel. I took it with it's liquid ecstasy with ecstasy, pretty much. So combining both just makes it feel like ecstasy, and no different really from rolling. When you combine both, they feel very eerily similar. It's fucking crazy. But anyway, so MDA, man, going back to MDA, it's not about GHB. So MDA, man, is amazing. Now, MDMA, in relation to MDA, like MDMA would be more euphoric, right? Like off a regular dose, like because MDMA actually causes more serotonin to be expelled. But this doesn't. It doesn't, but it actually is more neurotoxic. So let me get into that. So when you normally take MDMA, some of it converts into MDA. The more you take, the more it converts. So you could probably know this by if you ever done more than a dose of MDMA, you would know. You can trip out, you can see shit. Anyways, that's all contributed to the byproduct of the metabolization of MDMA in your liver. Now, MDA is one of the byproducts of that metabolization. So, it builds up over time in your liver. But, when you take it by itself, interestingly, it's significantly less potent than, normally. Like it would be less potent than MDMA. As in, it's not going to leave you... Like having rushes and dopamine rushes and crazy shit. It's not a rushing drug. There's no really rushes on it, but you do feel like you do feel like a tingle of serotonin, and there is somewhat of a rush in the beginning, but it's nowhere near the magnitude of MDMA's. But it's more of a lovey rush. It's more of a relaxing rush. It's not like MDMA where it just, it's so intense that you kind of can't take it. This is a little more lenient on the intensity, but, if you take more, if you take 100 milligrams, and don't ever take 100 milligrams of MDA, that's just way too much. Because if you have quality MDA, you do not need that much. You're in overdose territory. What you're supposed to do is take 100 milligrams of MDMA with at least 50 milligrams of MDA or 20. I don't know. Keep it below 50 milligrams because MDA doesn't really need to be abused. It's already a neurotoxic by itself. Just keep that in mind. Now, I used to abuse this stuff actually back in the day. You know, I'm probably lucky to not have it like leave me like, you know, really in a bad way in my head, right? It did for like a while, right? I did a lot of it, and then I had to come down, but eventually your brain does reach homeostasis. It comes back, and yeah, that's that. But compared with MDMA, I think MDMA is a lot more noticeably like it's a lot more noticeably depression like causing. Like there's more come downs with MDMA I think than MDA, because MDMA converts into MDA, so it already makes a neurotoxic drug out of itself, and it's already a neurotoxic by itself, MDMA. So it already has a metabolite. I think alpha. What was it? Alpha. I don't know. Something alpha. There's a metabolite. MDMA is really neurotoxic. It begins with alpha something. But anyways, that's one of the metabolites as well. Alpha methylated. I think it's because it's already alpha methylated, these amphetamine molecules, but they convert into something worse in the liver. But MDMA specifically, I don't know if MDA. I'm sure MDA does that as well because it's already neurotoxic by itself. It has a really neurotoxic profile. But anyways, I abused the stuff. I took 0.6 one night, okay? Don't ever fucking do that shit. And I didn't die. So I think I contribute that to a tolerance. I think that's the only way I lived. I had a tolerance, by the way, so I would not have taken 0.6 off the bat. It's fucking stupid. But anyways, don't ever take that shit, man. I took more than half a gram. And that shit could have been really bad. I didn't take it at once, though. That's probably also why I didn't die. I took it over the night, which is really stupid, because you're not going to get any more high than you already fucking are from the first dose. You're just wasting it. It was so stupid, man. I could have done way better, but I could have been way smarter. But anyways, yeah, that shit comes in like, I mean, I think you actually only need 5 or 10 milligrams of MDA. Like, depending on the potency of it, man. I think it does range that low. So keep that in mind. Don't jump to taking a lot of this stuff. Always start small, man. You want to know how potent that shit is, depending on where your tolerance is. So, I would say take 10 milligrams at first. MDA at 10 to 20 milligrams is I think as a common dose or maybe a light dose. So, but any more than that, you're risking more neurotoxicity. And not really that much more effects. Like it's not that it's not psychedelic in a way like mescaline is. It's a phenethylamine, but it's not gonna make you trip. I mean, but it's not gonna make you trip like LSD. It's a phenethylamine, so it's really just spiritual tripping that you're having. You're really just having new insights on yourself the whole time, and that's really what it does. And there's no real come down from it. Because it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't cause a super intense rush like MDMA does. But abused, I believe the stuff is more neurotoxic than MDMA. And MDMA would be more neurotoxic than this if you abuse that instead, because that converts into MDA in your liver, and especially when you abuse it, there's more MDA being converted in your liver. So yeah. And I used to abuse MDMA, so probably how I even survived abusing MDA a little bit. I had a sick tolerance to MDMA, man. One time I took a half gram, didn't even get high off that shit. Didn't even get high off the Molly. Imagine weighing out a half gram and you take all of it, right? Ugh. I almost threw up from fucking thinking about that. Yeah. That shit literally didn't even get me high. I had no rushes. And I started hallucinating, basically. Obviously I took enough to start hallucinating, and I saw some weird shit. I saw things run at me, and I was like, I already knew what it was. I already knew it wasn't real. It wasn't like one of those hallucinations where you don't even know if it's reality or not. No. This was too out of reality for me to know that, like, it was not part of reality. Like, I could only see it when I closed my eyes type of shit. I couldn't see that shit when I Like, so it was psychosis, in, like, you know, basically at the end of the day. In the night, man, I was just having some nice psychosis to go with that MDMA abuse. So yeah, don't ever abuse those amphetamines, man. Any amphetamine, you know, because it was amphetamines, can cause psychosis when abused. Meth, I mean, that takes longer, but you start seeing shit on that too. I've never actually seen shit on meth, but I've never really done it that much, so I've never abused it. First of all, which actually explains why I've never seen shit on it, because I think you have to abuse that stuff. I've only abused MDMA, and I'm never gonna abuse meth because fuck that shit. I don't even like Adderall that much, but I use it sometimes. I'd rather take Adderall than meth. So meth is really just not that nice. I mean, it's all right. It's not that fun though. It's not that addicting. It's just like, it's more of like a mindless drug. You stay too stimulated for too long. Yeah, you can do a lot, but it's really a waste of your own energy, and you're gonna be fatigued after. Like, eventually you're gonna become fatigued, but using that stuff, you know, and you don't want to use it for longer than that, because addiction, you know. It's more addicting than Adderall for sure, but it could be tamed. Meth is, I mean, I think it's pretty tame. People give it a lot of bad rep, but those are the people that addicts. Those are people that know addicts. I don't really know too many addicts. I knew a guy who smoked meth, but I was never the guy who smoked meth, man. Anyways, back to the shit. I'm just saying, neurotoxicity wise, MDA is not that bad. You know, like in the short term, but in the long term, really bad. Really, really, really bad. Anyways, so MDMA is a lot quicker on the short term, you know, come downs. But MDA takes longer for the come down to hit you. I remember I took it so much, eventually that shit hit me, that come down, I was like, because I eventually ran out of that supply of it, right? And that's the only time it came down, once I finally ran out. Once I fucking realized I was actually kind of addicted to this shit. So I did have sort of an addiction to MDA, so keep that in mind. Don't ever be addicted to this stuff. Don't be stupid. All right, man? You know, just learn from me. And yeah, so hope you guys stay high, stay lifted, enjoy this video. I'm back, man, and yeah, peace out to the next one.